I think Europe's much weaker than they used to be, and that's my experience, and that's my opinion.
We are just a few hours away from Worlds 2024 and the Swiss stage debuting, and we have FlyQuest here and also Bwipo here today to talk to us about the start of Worlds. And Bwipo, I mean, first of all, for you, it's a bit of a homecoming as well, right? Mm-hmm. You've been in NA for the past few years, and you're back to the LEC studio now. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, how does it feel for you to be back here and be able to compete at Worlds in Berlin as well?
It feels really good. The studio got a major upgrade, so I'm happy for the people that play here now, and I'm excited to play.
Yeah, and it's going to be explosive first match as well. I mean, you're facing GAM. It was funny because I saw in the last few days in Champions League you actually played a game with the almost entire roster. So, I mean, how do you feel ahead of this match as well? Are you confident that you guys are going to be able to take it? Because, I mean, obviously, like looking at seeding and stuff, it should be an easy match, but GAM is still like an explosive team, and you have to respect them, right?
Yeah, for sure. I think that at the end of the day, it's just a good way to test where we're at and how we deal with the stage nerves, because I think that as much as they are a team to be respected, they are also objectively the easiest team to beat in the group stage. So, one of the easiest teams. So, obviously very fortunate to have drawn them, and hopefully we can make use out of this to get a 1-0 start and get some leeway.
Yeah, and FlyQuest's position as well is a bit special. It's in a way a bit reminiscent of the story with Hanwha Life and Genji in the LCK, where like Hanwha Life won the LCK, but people still see Genji as the best team. And in the LCS, it's a bit the same because FlyQuest ended up winning, but a lot of people still see Team Liquid as the team from NA that like they want to perform at Worlds. How does this make you feel like as a player in the team in general, and does it impact you at all, like the perception of other people? And do you think personally that FlyQuest is still the best team in NA still?
I definitely think that we are the best team in NA. I think that I would say we have more players that can be trusted to deliver like great performances internationally. Mm-hmm. I definitely think TL will be able to do that as well. I just think that I can see our players go above and beyond, and that's what I believe in right now. Yeah. So I don't really mind. People can think what they like. I think the fun of Worlds is always to show up and prove yourself, you know? It's like you prove yourself, you prove your team. If you're bad, then you're bad. You still have a chance. And it's just like, you know, it's when you go on stage for that second or maybe last time, that's when it really counts. And I think that's what makes Worlds so special, because you only get so many games. You can't just like keep showing up on stage for weeks or months at a time being a bad team. Like, you have 1 week where you have to show up as one of the best teams in the world, or you get to go home. Mm-hmm. I think that's what makes it Worlds awesome.
Yeah, makes sense. And also, I mean, Worlds in general, just competing in the LCS all year, going to Worlds, MSI, and all of that stuff, it's a lot of mental pressure, and it takes a lot of inner strength as well as a player, right, to go through all of this. And I know, obviously, without commenting too much on what happened recently, for you it's also been a journey, and you've also worked a lot with the therapist. I think you talked about it very publicly as well on the LCS stream. How's it been for you, like this growth as both a player but also a person, especially this year, going through the LCS and now going through Worlds as well?
I think coming to terms with your own flaws and finding solutions at a reasonable pace is what's most important. I think that never diminishing your own achievements and results while still understanding that you can do better has been the focus for me. Mm-hmm. I think that I have found a much more healthy balance between what I can and cannot do. Mm-hmm. And I think that being honest with myself and the people around me is the most important thing.
Yeah, and you're talking about being honest with yourself as well. As a player right now, how do you evaluate yourself, both in skill level but also as a person? What do you think you could be missing still to maybe even step up to the next level as well?
Without giving away too much, because I think that for me, I'm a very unique player. Mm-hmm. I think that it would never do me a disservice to get better at the meta picks and what everyone else plays. But I know I'm very confident of what I can provide to my team, and I think the way I do it is what makes me special.
Yeah, makes sense. And so obviously right now you're going to be going into the Swiss stage, and there's going to be a lot of tough teams ahead. So what do you think about just in general the chances of FlyQuest at Worlds this year? What is, in your eyes, the minimum thing that you want to achieve? Like, is it getting past Swiss stage, going to quarters, etc.?
Yeah, making it to quarters and getting past Swiss is the minimum for me. I mean, this is the standard I set in Fnatic back in 2018, 19, and 2020, and I'd like to maintain the standard. I would like to bring it to NA and to FlyQuest and build from there. So we'll see how far we can get, but I feel very confident that we can make a splash. And I'm excited to see what we can do on stage. And even if we don't have the best start, I'm very confident that we can pull it back together and make it happen.
Yeah, and also this is something you've talked about, especially in the off season last year. That even though like you had offers in EU as well, you wanted to come back to NA because you felt like you hadn't achieved what you wanted to do yet, and you wanted to get that trophy, I guess, in the LCS as well. So, what did it mean for you to earn your first LCS title? Because obviously, I mean, you still had like the lock-in tournament a while back, but that doesn't really count, right? And what did it mean for you to finally get that title? And do you feel like you've achieved what you wanted to do in NA, or do you still have other goals as well?
I have other goals. Putting NA on the international map with my team is something that I want to do. TL has done a good job of this year, but I'd like to cement LCS as more than a one-team region. So I'd like to be a part of that success internationally, and then I want to help cultivate talent. I want to bring passion to the league, and I think I've done that in ways, but I think I can also do more for the region. So I'd like to do that before I reevaluate where I want to end up.
Yeah, and you've talked so much about the mentality of players as well on your stream and also just on Twitter, etc. About the way pro players treat esports in general and their jobs, I guess, in general. Speaking of that, how do you, do you think that we're at a point right now where the West can actually compete with the East, or if not, how long do you think we have to wait still until we actually are able to reach that point at this current pace?
I think the formula was there in 2018, 2019 and 2020, and it's been lost over the years that I haven't been competing here. I don't know how or why, but I intend to bring it back.
Yeah. And I mean, do you think that other teams are also working towards that goal of bringing it back? Is there specific teams that you respect a lot as well in that sense?
Yeah, I think G2 and Fnatic are trying their hardest, as always, and I have a lot of respect for them. I don't have much experience playing against the other European teams, so I'm not sure, but I hope they are. Trying to think, Mad Lions probably seems like a team that's trying really hard. Who else is going to Worlds from Europe? Is there anyone else? There is, right?
For Worlds, that's
three.
Yeah, the only three participants. I mean, there's 100 seeds technically as well. I don't know if you want to comment on their story.
No, I don't.
Fair enough.
I mean, they tried their best, but there was nothing there, and I think everyone knew that.
Yeah.
Maybe except themselves, but that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel they just went to Worlds too early or something, or?
No, I just think they beat a dysfunctional team and made it Worlds. I just don't think they had the systems or dedication necessary to be one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah, fair enough. And that aside, I mean, obviously you're going to be facing a lot of great players as well. Do you have specific top laners in particular that you want to face? I mean, obviously we saw a lot of beef with like Broken Blade and Vin in interviews and on Twitter as well. Do you have other players as well in mind that you want to face?
I would like to face 369. Obviously, we have a very nice story together over the years, and I'd like to keep that going. At MSI, I couldn't meet him there because I got knocked out a bit too early, so unfortunate, but that sucked. And in general, like when I look at his jersey, I feel like I'm really proud to have it, but I don't know if he feels the same way, and I'd like to change that this year.
Yeah, fair enough. And I guess just to conclude as well, like, how do you feel in general about the level of like EU versus NA as well? Because a lot of people still comment on that every day, every week, every year, and everyone try to put a region above the other. But like, what do you think is actually the current level? Because during the split we saw, I mean, like at the start G2 was probably like the team that everyone looked at, but then for a time Team Liquid seemed like the better team, and now maybe it's reversed again. How do you feel about the strength of the two regions at the moment?
I feel pretty confident in the LCS. I feel like TL and FlyQuest are good contenders. I think that we can make a deep run. That said, I think Europe's much weaker than they used to be, and that's my experience, and that's my opinion.
Yeah, fair enough. And just finally, I guess to ask you, just in general, how has it been being back in Berlin as well, and just like speaking about the city and being back in Europe as well, after being in Los Angeles as well for so long as well?
It's been nice. It's nice. It feels much closer to home. You step out the door and you can walk around and stuff, and doesn't take 40 minutes to walk like to the nearest whatever. It's pretty nice. I mean, I like the walkability of Europe. I've always liked Europe. It is my home. So it was nice coming back, and I'm motivated to do good things on home soil.
Fair enough. And just to conclude, do you have any message in general for your fans and other people that followed you throughout the years? I mean, obviously, I know you've also gained a lot of following with your streams recently as well. So anything for them?
Yeah, hopefully you guys can support us, and our intent is to do great things here at Worlds. For me, it's really important that the fans that watch me know that they can expect great things from me and my team, and that's a standard I want to actually meet this time, unlike MSI. So I feel much better about our team right now than I did at MSI, and I think that the results will show that.
Perfect. Well, Bwipo, thank you so much for talking with us today. It's always so insightful to talk to you. You're probably one of the best person to interview in esports, honestly.
I appreciate that.
And yeah, in any case, for our viewers, don't forget we are sponsored by Holy throughout this event. Code SE5 at checkout for €5 discounts for any purchases. Bwipo, thank you again.
Thank you very much.
I hope to talk to you again soon, maybe in Paris even. And
maybe.
All right. Well, for now, good luck in the rest of the tournament and see you soon.
Bye.